in the court.
हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। तो आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे हरियाणा डीडीए का 2017 का प्री का पेपर। सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग सेक्शंस ऑफ द कोड ऑफ सिविल प्रोसीजर प्रोहिबिट्स अरेस्ट एंड डिटेंशन ऑफ वुमेन इन एग्जीक्यूशन ऑफ डिक्री फॉर मनी? ऑप्शंस आर सेक्शन 56, 59, 61 और 63। तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन ए, सेक्शन 56। क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, मीन प्रॉफिट्स हैज बीन डिफाइंड इन विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग सेक्शंस ऑफ द कोड ऑफ सिविल प्रोसीजर? सेक्शन 2 सबसेक्शन 4, सेक्शन 2 सबसेक्शन 6, सेक्शन 2 सबसेक्शन 12 और सेक्शन 2 सबसेक्शन 13। तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन सी, सेक्शन 2 सबसेक्शन 12। जो सेक्शन 2 सबसेक्शन 4 है वो बात करता है डिस्ट्रिक्ट के बारे में। डिस्ट्रिक्ट, इट डिफाइंस द वर्ड डिस्ट्रिक्ट। सेक्शन 2 सबसेक्शन 6 बात करता है फॉरेन जजमेंट के बारे में। और सेक्शन 2 सबसेक्शन 13 बात करता है मूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी के बारे में। मूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी के बारे में। क्वेश्चन नंबर 3, which one of the following sections of the CPC deals with institution of suits? सेक्शन 13, 14, 21 और 26। तो सही आंसर हो गया हमारा सेक्शन 26 और इसका कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग ऑर्डर भी है। तो हमारा सही आंसर है ऑप्शन डी। और इसका एक कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग ऑर्डर भी है विच इज़ ऑर्डर 4 ऑफ द CPC। क्वेश्चन नंबर 4, under the Code of Civil Procedure, the provision of notice before instituting a suit against the government is given in Section 29, Section 80, 82 और 84। तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा सेक्शन 80। बी इज़ द करेक्ट आंसर। और जब भी हम या फिर कोई भी पर्सन गवर्नमेंट के अगेंस्ट सूट इंस्टीट्यूट करता है तो उसे गवर्नमेंट को नोटिस देना पड़ता है विच इज़ एक्चुअली अ 2 months पीरियड नोटिस। और सूट्स बाय और अगेंस्ट द गवर्नमेंट का एक ऑर्डर भी है CPC में विच इज़ ऑर्डर 27 ऑफ द CPC। क्वेश्चन नंबर 5, द डेथ ऑफ अ प्लेंटिफ और डिफेंडेंट शैल कॉज द सूट टू अबेट if the relief survives, B, the cause of action survives, C, the right to sue survives और D, all of the above। तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन सी, द राइट टू सू सर्वाइव्स। तो ये कहाँ पे प्रोवाइडेड है अबेटमेंट? इट इज़ प्रोवाइडेड इन ऑर्डर 22 ऑफ द CPC। अबेटमेंट मीन्स टू कम टू एन एंड। क्वेश्चन नंबर 6, a receiver is an officer of the court, B, agent of the plaintiff, C, agent of the defendant और D, agent of the parties to the suit। तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन ए, ऑफिसर ऑफ द कोर्ट। और रिसीवर के बारे में कहाँ पर बात हुई है? इट इज़ प्रोवाइडेड इन ऑर्डर 40 ऑफ द CPC। क्वेश्चन नंबर 7, which one of the following order and rule of the CPC deals about decree for recovery of immovable property? Order 20 Rule 9, Order 20 Rule 10, Order 20 Rule 11 और Order 20 Rule 12। तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा Order 20 Rule 9। A is the correct answer. Question number 8, court can direct the parties to opt for any one mode of alternative resolution in civil procedure code under order 10 rule 1A, under order 10 rule 1B, under order 10 rule 1C और under order 11 rule 1। तो हमारा सही आंसर है ऑप्शन ए, ऑर्डर 10 रूल 1A। और ऑर्डर 10 किसके बारे में बात करता है? एग्जामिनेशन ऑफ द पार्टीज बाय द कोर्ट। और यहाँ पे ऑर्डर 11 की भी कहीं बात हुई है यहाँ पे, तो इट डील्स विद डिस्कवरी एंड इंस्पेक्शन। क्वेश्चन नंबर 9, द इंटरप्रिटेशन क्लॉज ऑफ द इंडियन I think it should be contract. Indian Contract Act 1872 has been provided in Section 1, Section 2, Section 3 और Section 5. तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन बी, Section 2, as Section 2 is the definition clause. Question number 10. An agreement in restraint of trade under Section 27 of the Indian Contract Act is void, valid, voidable or enforceable. Correct answer is option A, void, as per section 27 of the Indian Contract Act. But अगर ऑप्शन में एक ऑप्शन ये भी होता कि void to that extent, so that would have been the answer instead of void. Question number 11. Under Indian Contract Act 1872, an agreement not enforceable by law is said to be void. Which one of the following agreements is not void? हमें बताना है कौन सा void नहीं है. Agreement in restraint of trade is void as per section 27 of the Indian Contract Act. Agreement in restraint of marriage is also void as per section 26 of the Indian Contract Act. Agreement in restraint of legal proceedings ये भी void होता है as per section 28 of the Contract Act. Then agreement under coercion, it is voidable. It is not void but voidable under section 19 of the Contract Act. तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन डी. Question number 12. Continuing guarantee has been defined under section 126 of the Indian Contract Act, 127, 129 और 146 of the Indian Contract Act. सही आंसर हो जाएगा सेक्शन 129 of the Indian Contract Act. Option C is the right answer. Question number 13. A and B enter into contract due to mistake that a particular debt is time barred. The contract is valid, void, illegal or both A and B and C. तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन सी, इट इज़ void as per section 20 of the Indian Contract Act, जो की बात करता है when both parties are under mistake as to a matter of fact. So here the correct answer is option B, void. Question number 14. Which one of the following is not essential for a contract? A, educate consideration, lawful consideration, lawful object और valuable consideration. तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन ए, educate consideration is not required, though lawful consideration, lawful object and valuable consideration are required for a valid contract. तो सही आंसर है ऑप्शन ए. Question number 15. Money bill can be introduced in either house of the parliament, only in Lok Sabha, only in Rajya Sabha or none of the above. तो सही आंसर हो जाएगा only in Lok Sabha as per article 109 of the Indian Constitution. Question number 16. In which article of the Constitution of India provision has been made for Finance Commission? तो ऑप्शंस हैं आर्टिकल 265, 280, 293 और 366. हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा आर्टिकल 280. ऑप्शन बी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 17. Under Article 338A of the Indian Constitution, there shall be a commission known as National Commission for Minorities, National Commission for Women, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes or National Commission for Scheduled Castes. Correct answer is National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. Option C is the correct answer. National Commission for Scheduled Caste जो है इसका प्रोविजन है आर्टिकल 338 of the Indian Constitution. Question number 18. Untouchability in any form has been abolished by which of the following articles of the Constitution of India? Article 14, 15, 16 or Article 17? Correct answer is Article 17 of the Indian Constitution. So D is the correct option. Question number 19. Through which amendment of the Constitution of India Sikkim was included in Union of India? 35th Amendment, 36th Amendment, 7th Amendment or 5th Amendment? Correct answer is option B, 36th Amendment. B is the correct answer. Question number 20. On the dissolution of Lok Sabha, a bill passed by both the houses of parliament and awaiting assent of president does not lapse, lapses, need approval of Lok Sabha, need approval of new Lok Sabha. तो करेक्ट आंसर है इट डज नॉट लैप्स. ऑप्शन ए इज द राइट आंसर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 21. Rajiv Kumar Gupta versus Union of India 2016 deals with the reservation in state services for persons with disability, women, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes और other backward classes. तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन ए, persons with disability. Next is question number 22. The Supreme Court of India has evolved curative petition under Article 32 of the Constitution, 136, 143 or Article 142 of the Constitution. Correct answer is Article 142 of the Constitution. D is the correct answer. Question number 23. Carry forward rule was held to be unconstitutional or ultra vires in the case of B.N. Tiwari versus State of Mysore, State of Kerala versus N.M. Thomas, Devadasan versus Union of India or Abhay Singh versus State of Uttar Pradesh. Correct answer is option C, Devadasan versus Union of India. C is the right answer. Question number 24. It shall be the duty of every citizen of India who is a parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education to his children or as the case may be to his ward between the age of 6 to 14 years. By which constitution amendment this duty included? So the options are by 42nd Amendment, 44th Amendment, 86th Amendment or 92nd Amendment. It was added by virtue of 86th Amendment. तो करेक्ट आंसर हो गया हमारा ऑप्शन सी. एंड इट इज़ प्रोवाइडेड इन आर्टिकल 21A of the Indian Constitution, which is also called as right to education. Question number 25. Which of the articles of the Indian Constitution empowers the President to appoint Chief Justice of a High Court? Article 223, 24, 224A, 226. इसका करेक्ट आंसर है आर्टिकल 223. तो ए इज द राइट आंसर. Now question number 26. Which article among the following were added by the 97th Amendment Act of 2011 of the Indian Constitution? Options are Article 243A to O, B, Article 243P to ZG, option C, Article 243ZG to ZR, option D, Article 243ZH to ZT. सो इसमें हमारा सही आंसर होगा ऑप्शन डी, आर्टिकल 243ZH to ZT. और जो आर्टिकल 243 है बेसिकली बात करता है पंचायत से रिलेटेड प्रोविजंस के बारे में. Question number 27. Adultery is a ground under the Hindu Marriage Act for divorce, judicial separation, only divorce and judicial separation या फिर judicial separation and divorce both. तो देखा जाए तो ऑप्शन सी और ऑप्शन डी ऑलमोस्ट सेम ही हैं बट डी इज़ अ बेटर ऑप्शन. So correct answer would be D, judicial separation and divorce both. Question number 28. Bigamous marriage under the Hindu Marriage Act is void, voidable, valid or irregular. Correct answer है void. Option A is the right answer. As per section 5 subsection 1 read with section 11 of the Hindu Marriage Act. And it is punishable under section 17 of the Hindu Marriage Act. मतलब सेक्शन 5 सबसेक्शन 1 में बाइगैमस मैरिज के बारे में बात करी गई है. सेक्शन 11 कहता है कि सच मैरिजेस आर वॉइड मैरिजेस और सेक्शन 17 उसे एक पनिशेबल ऑफेंस बना देता है. नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 29. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग पेयर इज नॉट correctly matched as per the provision of the Hindu Marriage Act? Section 13A alternative relief in divorce proceedings, ये सही है. Then Section 21B contents and verification of petitions for divorce, ये गलत है because 21B बात करता है time bound disposal of matrimonial cases. Then Section 13B divorce by mutual consent is correct. And section 25 talks about permanent alimony and maintenance. This is also correct. तो पूछा गया है which one of the following is not correct. वो हो गया हमारा ऑप्शन बी. तो बी हमारा करेक्ट आंसर हो गया. क्वेश्चन नंबर 30. After the Hindu Succession Amendment Act of 2005, the daughter of a co-partner in a joint Hindu family is governed by Mitakshara law shall have no right in the co-partnery property. ये गलत है. Cannot become a co-partner by birth. ये भी गलत है because now she is a co-partner after the 2005 amendment. C. Shall become a co-partner by birth in her own right in the same manner as that of her son. तो ये हमारा ऑप्शन सही है. And shall be entitled to dispose of the entire co-partner property, ये भी गलत है. तो हमारा करेक्ट आंसर सी ही है. That is, shall become a co-partner by birth in her own right in the same manner as the son. So C is the right answer. It is as per section 6 of the Hindu Succession Act. Question number 31. A Hindu wife is entitled to claim maintenance after the death of her husband from her father-in-law under section 25 of the Hindu Marriage Act, section 24 of the Hindu Marriage Act, section 19 of the Hindu Adoptions and Maintenance Act और सेक्शन 10 ऑफ द हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट. तो इसमें हमारा आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन सी, सेक्शन 19 ऑफ द हिंदू अडॉप्शंस एंड मेंटेनेंस एक्ट. क्वेश्चन नंबर 32. Which one of the following section of the Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act 1956 defines dependents? Section 20, 21, 24 और 23. करेक्ट आंसर है Section 21. Option B is the right answer. Question number 33. Who is not a guardian according to Section 4 of the Hindu Minority and Guardian Act 1956? Testamentary guardian, natural guardian, ad hoc guardian, a person empowered to act as a guardian under any enactment relating to any court of wards. Correct answer हो जाएगा ऑप्शन सी, दैट इज एड हॉक गार्जियन, बिकॉज इसके बारे में एक्ट में कहीं भी बात नहीं की गई है एक्सप्लिसिटली. सो सी इज द राइट आंसर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 34. एक्नॉलेजमेंट आफ्टर द एक्सपायरेशन ऑफ द पीरियड प्रिस्क्राइब्ड अंडर द इंडियन लिमिटेशन एक्ट 1963 फॉर अ सूट और एप्लीकेशन इज ऑफ नो इफेक्ट, gives rise to an independent and enforceable contract, is of great value, or none of the above. So the correct answer is option A, is of no effect. Because अगर acknowledgement within the period of limitation हो जाता है तो उतना पीरियड आगे एक्सटेंड हो जाता है. बट अगर वो acknowledgement एक्सपायरी के बाद होता है लिमिटेशन पीरियड की तो उसका कोई यूज़ नहीं होता. इट इज़ ऑफ नो इफेक्ट एक्चुअली. सो करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन ए। और एक्नॉलेजमेंट के बारे में कहाँ बात करी गई है? इट इज टॉक्ड अबाउट अंडर सेक्शन 18 ऑफ द लिमिटेशन एक्ट। Question number 35. The period of 3 years is prescribed under Article 137 of the Limitation Act in case where no other period of limitation is provided for filing any suit. A. Suit. B. Appeal. C. Application. Or D. Proceeding. Correct answer is C. Application. और सूट के रिगार्ड में जो ये प्रोविजन है इज अंडर आर्टिकल 113 ऑफ द लिमिटेशन एक्ट। मतलब कि जहाँ पे कोई लिमिटेशन पीरियड प्रोवाइडेड नहीं है एक्ट में, तो उस केस में 3 इयर्स का लिमिटेशन पीरियड होगा, जो कि आर्टिकल 137 में है एप्लीकेशन के रिस्पेक्ट में और आर्टिकल 113 में है सूट्स की रिस्पेक्ट में। क्वेश्चन नंबर 36. Section 4 of the Limitation Act provides that where the prescribed period for any suit, appeal or application expires on a day when the court is closed, the suit, appeal or application may be instituted, preferred on the day, option A, at the residence of the judge on the day of vacation, or B, when the court reopens, C, both A and B, D, none of the above. So correct answer है when the court reopens as per section 4 of the Limitation Act. Now question number 37. Counterclaim under section 3 Limitation Act shall be deemed to have been instituted on the same day when the suit in which the counterclaim is made has been filed. No, this is incorrect. B, on the day on which the counterclaim is filed. Yes, B is the correct answer. Question number 38. Which one of the following sections defines transfer of property? Section 2, 3, 4 or 5 of Transfer of Property Act. Correct answer is Section 5. तो सही आंसर हो जाएगा D. Question number 39. Which one of the following sections deals with accession to mortgage property? Section 63, 70, 63A or Section 63 and 70 both of Transfer of Property Act. तो correct answer है both. Section 63 as well as Section 70 deals with the accession to the mortgage property. So D is the correct option. Now question number 40. Which among the following is recognized as actionable claims? तो actionable claim basically defined है under section 3 of the Transfer of Property Act. Actionable claim वो होता है एक ऐसा claim जिसके की रिस्पेक्ट में आप एक्शन इनिशिएट कर सकते हो, दैट इज यू कैन फाइल अ सूट in respect of that claim. So which one of the following is recognized as actionable claim? Options are arrears of rent, claims for mean profit, copyright of book, future decree. And option A is the right answer. Now question number 41. Under section 104 of the Transfer of Property Act, on whom the power of making the rules is conferred? State government, central government, high court or the Supreme Court? तो करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन सी, हाई कोर्ट. Question number 42. Which one of the following sections of Transfer of Property Act relates to oral transfer? Options are section 8, 9, 10 और 11. तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन बी, सेक्शन 9 ऑफ द ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट. Question number 43. Every transfer of immovable property made with intent to defeat or delay the creditors of the transferor shall be valid, void, voidable at the option of such creditors, or none of the above. तो करेक्ट आंसर है ऑप्शन सी, voidable at the option of such creditors. ये हमारा सेक्शन है सेक्शन 53 ऑफ द ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट, जो कि डील करता है फ्रॉडुलेंट ट्रांसफर्स से. Question number 44. Section 11 of the Transfer of Property Act will be applicable only when the interest transferred in the property is limited, absolute, both A and B, or none of the above. Correct answer is absolute. So B is the correct answer as per section 11 of the Transfer of Property Act. It is already given in the section in the question. It is section 11. Question number 45. Section 36 of the Transfer of Property Act is related to the doctrine of Cyprus, doctrine of election, doctrine of apportionment, doctrine of acceleration. Correct answer is doctrine of apportionment. So C is the correct answer. Question number 46. A person is dispossessed of his immovable property without due course of law. In what period can he bring a suit for recovery of possession under Section 6 of the Specific Relief Act? 3 months, 6 months, 9 months or 1 year? तो Section 6 में जो limitation period provided है, it is 6 months. So B would be the right answer. Question number 47. In which of the following cases the court can grant injunction as per the provision of Section 41 of the Specific Relief Act? Question is can grant an injunction. The court can grant an injunction. So the options are to restrain any person from prosecuting a judicial proceeding. So no injunction can be granted in this case. So this is incorrect. B. To restrain any person from instituting a criminal matter. Again, no injunction can be granted. So this is also incorrect. Option C. To restrain any person from applying to any legislative body. ये भी incorrect है because in this no injunction can be granted. Option D. To restrain any person from dispossession by force. This is correct. तो हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा option D. Now question number 48. An injunction granted during pendency of a suit under Section 37 of the Specific Relief Act is known as mandatory injunction, temporary injunction, permanent injunction or perpetual injunction. सही आंसर है temporary injunction. Section 37 में जो बात करी गई है वो temporary injunction है and it is the one which is granted during pendency of the suit. Section 38 बात करता है perpetual injunction के बारे में और 39 जो है वो बात करता है mandatory injunction के बारे में. Question number 49. Who may obtain specific performance of contract under Section 15 of the Specific Relief Act in his favor? Options are any party to the contract. This is correct. Then B. The representative in interest or the principal of any party. This is also correct. Option C. When a company has entered into a contract and subsequently becomes amalgamated with another company, the company which arises out of the amalgamation. This is also correct. So हमारा सही option हो जाएगा D, all of the above. D is the right answer. Question number 50. If an offender is sentenced to imprisonment for a term of 1 year, मतलब 1 साल तक के लिए imprisonment हुई उसे, the term of solitary confinement shall not exceed 1 month, 2 months, 3 months or no limit. तो इसका correct answer है option B, 2 months. अब सेक्शन 11 BNS में भारतीय न्याय संहिता में अगर कोई एक ऑफेंस पनिशेबल है 0 से 6 मंथ्स तक के लिए तो सॉलिटरी कन्फाइनमेंट है 1 मंथ. अगर कोई ऑफेंस है 6 मंथ से लेकर 1 ईयर तक पनिशेबल तो उसमें सॉलिटरी कन्फाइनमेंट है 2 मंथ्स. और कोई एक ऑफेंस पनिशेबल है 1 साल से ज़्यादा तो उस केस में सॉलिटरी कन्फाइनमेंट है 3 मंथ्स. तो यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन में पूछा गया है इज सेंटेंस टू इम्प्रिजनमेंट फॉर अ टर्म ऑफ 1 ईयर. सो इट इज़ गोइंग टू फॉल इन दिस कैटेगरी. 1 साल तक और 1 साल से अगर ज़्यादा होता अगर क्वेश्चन में लिखा होता सेंटेंस टू इम्प्रिजनमेंट फॉर अ पीरियड ऑफ मोर देन फॉर अ टर्म ऑफ मोर देन 1 ईयर तो उस केस में 3 मंथ्स होता.